Okay, Grim shouldn't be too hard with only fire. Oh, well, crap. Beating Lonewolf Tactician with only fire. First things first, let's get the build out of the way. The plan is just to go pure Sorcerer, grabbing ourselves the Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer, which will give us bonuses to our damage depending on our type, and will be a fire one of course. As we level up, we'll be using only fire spells, as well as some utility ones. We ourselves will be a fire dragonborn since we get more fire damage, and we'll dump everything into our charisma as our spellcasting. Self-insert time.
Hey guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe.
After taking out a few demons blocking our path, we find ourselves in the first obstacle, actually killing things. If anything manages to get into melee range, we'll be at a severe disadvantage, and our damage output is severely limited until level 2, so we just ran through it. Though we do get some vengeance on some brains. We find a stray spawn plotting something nefarious and save the day. Luckily our 17 charisma makes us very persuasive. And we book it for Emerald Grove, which we can relatively easily take out a couple goblins, thanks to our breath attacks that come from being Dragonborn. Charred goblins get us to level 2, meaning we can finally get our sorcery points. These are used on various meta-magics, which you'll become acquainted with later, though at this level the only one we care about is Twinned Spell, allowing us to split a single target spell into hit 2 targets. At this level, our choice tends to be Chromatic Orb. With the power of fire and totally not gravity, 2 men are burnt to a crisp and we clean up the rest. The typical game plan for your average fight is to firebolt and then run for your life. Since we're a baby sorcerer with baby sorcerer HP, 1 ice knife nearly kills us, let alone 2, so, you know, don't get hit. Next up is our favorite boss battle to run this stupid room. Though after being here for a collective 40 hours throughout my runs, I have some tricks. So we'll send Mage Hand into combat while my character remains by the lever. By doing this, we'll smash the door on them while we wait for Mage Hand's turn in initiative. And when it's up, we reopen the door, which allows Mage Hand to fly into the room, orientate some of the explosives we got in there, and go down in a blaze of glory. And we remain perfectly fine, since the explosion also hits the lever, meaning we can reinitiate with the stragglers and finish it off. Time to move on to the second boss battle to run some skeletons. You're able to board yourself up in Wither's chambers with a heavy chest in there, allowing us to firebolt over and over. Expect to hear Ignis a lot. Rinse and repeat, and that's 2 bosses down. If you didn't know already, you can dip your weapon into torches, making this technically fire damage. Not like it does any damage though, and we won't really be using it. Withers is freed, and he'll be monumental to our run later, as you'll see. But we'll stop by Zevlor, who gives us the important mission of killing the Goblin camp leaders, so let's go track them down. I might have gotten a tad lost. Auntie Ethel here is always a treat though, giving us some new gloves, Cinder and Sizzle, giving us flaming hands. Not that we really care about that. We're a sorcerer, so our spell slots are limited, meaning the majority of my equipment will be relegated to giving us once per day spells. Let's go ask Zevlor where I'm supposed to be going. Oops. I'm sure they're fine. Their sacrifice gives us level 3, giving us our most reliable damage for the time being, Scorching Ray. And the most important meta-magic, Quickened, which allows us to cast 2 spells in 1 turn. And unlike D&D, that means 2 fireballs. Oh, there's the camp. And with its very important room. Don't keep your torch out, kiddos. First Gobbo boss. We can try out our new Scorching Ray on her, our best single target spell until later, so we've got to make good use of them. This is why we grabbed those gloves early. Annoyingly, she knows shield, but that doesn't mean anything against a dex save or 2. Now that Gut is dead, we can take her key and head down into the Underdark. Don't worry, we'll be back shortly. I'm just picking up both the Boots of Speed and the Circuit, giving us more Scorching Ray casts. I'll do this a couple times where I go into the next area's shopkeeper to help me in our previous area. Level 4 means a new feat, and for the majority of the run we'll be using Elemental Adept, giving us higher average damage with spells and allowing us to pierce resistances. However, I say majority since I'm saving that for later. We don't actually fight enemies with fire resistance for a while, and I'd much rather have increased constitution and charisma, but I'll be swapping to Elemental Adept at Withers later. Time for Minthara, which is easy with the best spell in the game, Minor Illusion. Watch as we walk everyone over this conveniently placed bridge and burn the support beams in one fell swoop. We'll be using Minor Illusion to great effect later, you'll see. Let's do it for real, but we'll need boxes. We want an effective high ground position. One nearly reaches into a room, so... That's right, by hopping on the self-made pillar, we can poke her down with firebolts without even from relative safety, where we can poke her down. And notice I said relative safety. Engaging hold person gameplay. So how's your day? So this is just really for a parasite, and of course the other way was uninteresting. Jor Ragzlin is anything but boring though. We'll be up here while Mage Hand shoves another poor sod into the spider pit, and you can bear witness to our burst damage. A Quickened Scorching Ray followed up by a Twinned Chromatic Orb for 66 plus 48 fire damage. Burn not included. That's just the little guys though. We've got an actual mini-boss to deal with, which we run from. Our spider helpers are the perfect little distraction though, and he goes right on the edge to attack them. So, with our 8 strength, and from this point on, we can just firebolt him from safety.
Another parasite.
I want that caravan shipment, so let's go one round some gnolls. Well, that went poorly. Maybe the Flaming Fists will help us. Flaming is in their name after all. Nope, they don't seem to care. Maybe they're out of spell slots. Well, on the bright side, we have the home field advantage. This burning house may or may not have been caused by me. That home field advantage is being very helpful right now. Let's save the caravan shipment. I don't know who these guys are, but they can hold their own. They're firebenders like me. I'll be back to check up on them later, but I'll deliver this package for them.
Here's your coin.
Now we want to take on Auntie next. However, we're a tad too weak, so I'm grinding to level 5 in the Underdark. And casually killing 3 mimics from afar. Did I say Underdark? I meant Act 2! Don't worry, I'm just here for the shop. Oh! Now isn't that a pretty little thing? Firebolt for free? Don't mind if I do. Alright, screw it. I can take on Ketherick now. I'm booking it to Moonrise. Screw Isabel. I'll talk to her later. Come at me, Ketherick! Ooh, level 5. Now we can take on Auntie with the power of Fireball. 8d6 AoE! Also, our cantrip damage goes up at this level, meaning our Firebolt is now 2d10. Let's try our Fireball on some unsuspecting targets. Exhibit A for why Minor Illusion is broken, and you should always take it. Oh, that's good stuff. 8d6 of fiery goodness. Let's see Exhibit B. Satisfying as always. This is going to be a very satisfying run. Well, it's time to try our powers on Auntie. I like to kill all the masks except for Regret, as you'll see later. I haven't mentioned this ability of sorcery points until now, but you can convert them to spell slots and vice versa, meaning we can take our level 1 spell slots, which we won't be using, into 6 crucial sorcery points. 6 is necessary, or at least helpful, since we can quicken spell twice, and I'm planning to end this in 3 turns off. So I can sneak to this corner, and we had Volo stab our eyeball earlier, so we can see Auntie now. She can't see us up here, so we'll start the combat off with an upcast Scorching Ray. We'll need to get her below 20% HP or so, and the combat will end. So it's another race against the clock. Turn 1, she'll summon all her masked darlings, even the dead ones. As for why we didn't kill them all, if we did, she would have summoned her clones this turn, which I really don't want to deal with. After some more Scorching Rays, she splits up into her clones next turn regardless, which we won't even bother killing, since they all die with Auntie. I like to think sorcerers' spellcasting ability is charisma since they have very convincing spells. After nearly killing her and nearly dying ourselves, she gives us the power we so crave, which immediately put into charisma, allowing us to respec at withers, taking our skill point improvement off and giving us elemental adept. Now I'll be using it for the rest of the run. You may also notice most of my spell slots are back. That's right, instead of long resting, we can just pay withers instead. You can actually walk between areas to do this too, but this is more convenient, and it still gives us a cost we have to pay. Let's see how Karlach likes our new feat. Ecstatic. We stopped by the Knolls again. Looks like our brethren got away, but they couldn't finish the job. It's time to think up a plan. I got it. Fireball into fireball. Genius. Alright, let's finish up Act 1. We'll be needing these for later. Probably. Not in this act, though. I'm beating Grym how the gods intended, with fire. Well, magma. You saw how the intro went. The only way I can kill Grym is with the hammer. And how in the hell am I gonna manage that? The answer? Cheese. So we can have a setup here by walking to about right here. It's not very consistent, you can play around with it. Grym, when he walks towards you, will walk towards you in such a way that his right pinky toe, as you can see right here, stays on the platform, while his left foot is still in the magma. And so, when we smack him with the hammer, he still takes the full damage, despite the fact he's clearly not under the hammer. He'll remain superheated thanks to his left foot being in the magma, so we'll do it again. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't work 3 times in a row, as next turn when Grym stands up, he doesn't just stay there. Instead, he'll go into Seismic Wrath here and actually gain some movement and be able to move off the platform towards us and actually even hit us. And, you know, I don't know if you can notice, but he's not on that platform, but won't stop me from trying. So we have to get a different plan. My original plan was to put myself into the middle as an offering for Grym and hope he didn't kill me as he stayed on, which went poorly. You can see the amount of attempts. It's a small amount. Eventually I do find something that works though. We can drink a speed potion, giving us some extra movement speed to move over here, and some armor class, which we'll need because I don't want to die. Grym will move into the middle here, and thanks to the magma and him being prone, he'll be slower. And we can actually cast a blur here, so you can dodge all these attacks. And Grym standing up, he's superheated one last time, which he's allowed to move into the center here. He will get a quake off, thanks to our blur and extra armor class from our speed potion. We're able to live this turn. And as we did in the intro, we'll do here, we'll kill Grym with a firebolt, as intended. Now we're still under dire straits from all these methods, but you should hopefully have an invisibility potion around. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Alright. Oh. Time to take a nap. Thanks for watching this video. I'm currently working on Act 2 on my streams, and you can find me on my Twitch. Thanks, have a good rest of your day.